Hello YouTube, it's your boy Nathan coming to you to do another recap video. Today we are talking 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days, season 8, episode 1, now boarding. So yeah, it's the brand new season of Before the 90 Days. As I mentioned plenty of times, this is my favorite spinoff. And boy, this season's gonna be a fun one. I was pretty much, I enjoyed this opening episode. It was just a nice relief and breath of fresh air from what we're used to with the Gina and the Jasmines and the Elizabeth and the Andres and all that. Like it's a breath of fresh air to have brand new couples, brand new storylines, and brand new places we're crossing off of the world tour in the 90-day universe. So let's just get started. We met 4 out of the 8 couples in this first episode. The first couple I want to talk, well, 4 people, I should say. 4 or 5 people in this, I should say. The first couple I want to talk is Forrest and Sheena. So we met Forrest. He's 32. He mentioned that he's autistic and has ADHD. When we met him, like his house is like a smart house. He has like everything like robotic. He has like a robot thing on the floor. He's had security cameras and stuff and everything. We seen him cooking some eggs and stuff while he's on. And his girlfriend Sheena, who lives in the Philippines, has access to his cameras basically. Now, first thing I thought, oh, basically another Brandon and Mary situation, basically. He's been talking to Sheena for 7 years, actually. But they never met in person, and he's about to go to the Philippines to finally meet her. Well, here's some hurdles that he's gonna have to face. One, he's bringing his mother. His mom seemed pretty nice, but she's really protective over him and everything. Oddly enough, Forrest's mom agreed to take him to a adult shop. They go to an adult shop. I guess like Forrest has like snuck in some like magazines and stuff like over the years, like his mom's like personal like magazines and stuff, just to get him some ideas on some things, I guess, whatever. But she decides to take him to an adult shop, so he wanted to buy some like lingerie and everything just to get himself ready to give her so he could be ready when he gets over there. When he gets to the adult shop, the clerk had asked him like what size is she, and she was like she's about like 5. And then he was kind of rude, but he said he likes it like this. He said that she's like 5 foot and about like 200 pounds. And so the clerk was just like, oh, so she's queen. We call that queen size. And she's like, yeah, that didn't come out. He was like, yeah, that didn't come out right, but she, is perfect for me, basically. So they get her something and everything. And then him and the mom decided to have like a conversation and voice her concerns. One of the major concerns is that the mom has is that she feels that Sheena and her family are scammers, because apparently, Forrest and Sheena had agreed to open up a bank account. Like when Sheena agreed to open up a bank account for her and Forrest, so when her and Forrest are together, they get some money and stuff. Well, apparently Sheena's parents has gotten access to that and took out all her money basically and everything. And I guess she lied about it. And then like so he told her to like, well, just create another account, and but this time do not tell your parents and make sure your parents don't know about it and everything. But somehow like they found out again and they still took her money from it. So the Forrest's mom is like questionable, like with that and everything, and Forrest's mom is going to be going with him to the Philippines when he meets Sheena and everything. Forrest also mentioned that he plans on staying in the Philippines for a couple months because he wants to like work on the visa process and everything. Now, his mom was just like, her, Sheena. She was like, I like Sheena, but she's gonna do everything that her parents tell her to do and everything, this and that. But then when Forrest said that he wants to stay a little bit longer, possibly, the mom was just like, no, 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 no. That is not right for you. No, no, no. And I'm just like, Mom, he's a grown man. He's a grown man. Let him make. And then she was like, I know that Forrest is a grown man and he can make his own decisions. But apparently, years before, Forrest had met a girl from Indonesia, and he actually flew over there by himself and everything, and he gave this Indonesian woman all his money and everything. So this is why she said that she's going with him to the Philippines, so he don't be making those mistakes again. So I'm kind of in the middle when it comes to this right now. We're just gonna wait to see what happens on this one. I'm kind of, but I actually have high hopes. I have high hopes for this couple. I really, really do. So I'm pulling for Forrest and Sheena. So yeah, that was them. The next couple I want to talk is Laura and Burkhan. So we met Laura. She is a 47-year-old woman. She is a fifth grade teacher. Okay. She's a fifth grade teacher. She says she loves romance novels and everything. She like read to the producer like some a random weird novel or whatever. She said that she does everything AI now. Basically, she asks AI she was asking an AI like what to wear and what to eat and everything and stuff and everything. And then she asked AI an inappropriate question, and the AI was just like, I can't answer that one. So we've seen Laura playing pickleball with her friends, and she has a best friend. What's his name? Who was Laura's best friend? Michael. Yeah, Michael. Laura has a best male friend named Michael. Laura said that she's been married before, and it didn't work out. And then she's been on dates, and she's dated and been engaged here and there, but just something was missing. Then she met this guy named Michael, and her and Michael are never dated, but they do everything together. They have a lot in common. They go on vacations together. They hang out like all the time. It's just like they really have like a great relationship. And she said that people really think that they're a couple basically because they're always together and they're always like flirty and stuff and everything. Now, nobody has asked this, but have they been intimate? And I don't think so. Michael had mentioned that when he met Laura, that she was actually still engaged when he first met, so he didn't want to like mess with that basically. But he just kept, I guess he just like kept his boundaries when it came to their friendship and everything. But Laura said that we're not together, and like she's like she's given him chances to tell her how she really feels, and he hasn't. So she moved on, and she has met this Turkish guy named Birkan. They met online. I guess he's 26 years old. He knows about Michael, and he basically is not too thrilled about her having a best male friend, basically. And I don't blame him, honestly. But I do have the side eye on him, judging by like the upcoming episodes for the season with him. He seems like he's going to be like one of those like aggressive type guys, basically. And on top of that, we got another American girl. And bring in another guy to a different country and stuff and everything. So I really don't understand the purpose when people do that. Like, I get for safety purposes, but I just don't understand why people like a lot of these women. We've seen it so much in the past. Like I remember last year on B90, Vea brought her ex boyfriend to South Africa to to meet to be her new boyfriend and everything. Like that's just some weird stuff. Like like if you're gonna bring somebody, like bringing like a male family member or or and plus you got the producers that are going to be protecting you and stuff and everything. Why do you have to bring like your an ex or your male best friend to meet your new boyfriend? I don't get it because she's talking about going to Turkey and she's been thinking about bringing him, but then she said that she's like debating it and everything, and he's just like, if you want me to go, I'll go. I'll be on the first flight there. And judging by the previews, I guess he does go. And BearCon is not going to be happy. We don't really know much about BearCon. Like with Laura's scenes, it was just more about her and Michael's like like big friendship and everything. We seen them make some like nutrition bars basically because Laura said that she was about like 315 pounds like during the pandemic. I know that feeling, and she's lost like 140 pounds due to diet and exercise. So congratulations, Laura, for that. Um, and so she wants to make, so her and Michael were making some snacks this so she could take on this trip. And, they ended up having a little come to Jesus moment about, like where they're at with their feelings and stuff and everything. Michael opened up and said that, he rejects people before they reject him and everything. And so when Laura said that when she started dating BearCon, when her and Michael would be hanging out, he would hold her hand more and be more like a little bit more touchy feely and everything. Like they really do act like they're in a relationship minus the physical. So when I was watching their scenes, I was just yelling, "Can somebody just please admit and ask have they ever been intimate?" Basically, and nobody's asked that. So right now I'm gonna predict no, but she did say like their relationship is a little complicated. So it's gonna be really interesting to see how this all plays out, basically. So yeah. So yeah, I'm pulling for that. I'm pulling for them, but I just don't. Me personally, I just don't think this is going to end well, in my opinion. So yeah, but that was Laura and BearCon. Next couple I want to talk is Rick and Trish. So we met Rick, and he is 52. He's got 5 kids. He's got five. This dude got 5 kids. Um, uh, like 3 of them are grown, I believe. Yeah, 3 of them are grown, and 2 of them were from his most recent relationship, which are little kids and everything. Um, he Rick for some reason Rick looks very familiar. Like I was looking at him. I'm just thinking, have I seen him before? But I don't know. So so yeah, we have Rick. We met him. We seen him out and playing with his kids, taking them out and everywhere. For the last couple months, he's been talking to this girl named Tristan. She's from Madagascar. Rick said that when he never knew Madagascar was an actual country, he just thought about the animated Disney film called Madagascar and everything. I knew Madagascar was a country, and so yeah, we could cross this off Madagascar off the list in the 90-day universe and everything. But Trish is actually 25. He's 52. She's 25. So yeah, here we go with that. We've seen him get on video chat with Trish and everything, and telling the kids that things go right, and Trish will come here and everything. And Trish had mentioned that she wants to have a kid with Rick and everything, but Rick was like, "Hey, girl, you already know I got 5 kids, so I don't know," and everything. She was like, "Yeah, well, you only have 2. The other ones are grown." I'm like, "Yeah, but still, I'm 52 now. Like, that's just something we're gonna have to talk about later and everything." So later, we seen Rick meet up with his family for a barbecue and everything, and Rick revealed something crazy to us. as much he said as much as he loves Trish, there was like a week that she ghosted him, and when you get ghosted, like that, you just assume the worst, basically. I guess she has an ex. Rick said that I guess there was an incident where the ex accused her of robbing him or whatever, and the police were involved, and there was a possibility she had to go to jail or something like that, and that yeah, the ex was just causing trouble, and then she was causing trouble and everything. So she goes to him and everything. And when she came back and told him all that, it just sounded really really suspicious, basically. So we don't know what to really believe when it comes to that. But that sounds a little bit odd, and I. Um, this Trish girl doesn't seem like a person to like rob an ex. Now I could be wrong. I could be wrong, and I hope well, I don't hope. I hope I am wrong. Um, but yeah, she doesn't seem like the type of person, but to do that. But there's obviously, I think there's probably some like scamming there. But Rick had mentioned that during those 5 days when he didn't hear from her, he did something. He didn't mention it on this episode what he did, but I'm just gonna assume that during the 5 days that she goes to him, he probably cheated on her. That's just my obvious guess. So we'll find out more probably next week on what happens on what he did during those 5 days. But her story didn't just seem really odd. It's those stories is what we seen on the show Catfish. When I've heard a lot of stories on the MTV show Catfish when they said, "Oh, the police were involved. There was a robbery and everything. I have to go get. I need money. This, and that, and everything." Would just be a lie and everything. Now, Rick said that Trish did was able to clear up whatever she was going through and clear her name and stuff and everything, and that was a big misunderstanding and whatever. But that still sounds very suspicious. So. So yeah, I don't know, and I do know, and he did say that he's worried about the ex because the ex is, she's just is just gonna be around. So, oh boy, it's gonna be a fun one. But yeah, but that was Rick and Trish, and the last couple is the couple that we actually got to see in person. We got to meet on this episode. Let's talk about this goofy girl named Emma. We got Emma and Zia. And this Emma girl is goofy as heck. We met Emma. She's 27. She tells the producers that she's an old lady being 27. She has a twin sister, but her twin sister has shorter hair, so you can tell the difference and everything. We seen Emma at a bridal shop because one of her friends is getting married and everything. And Emma wanted to try on a lot of dresses and everything, and her friend had to stop her and say, "Look, you're not getting married. I'm getting married. So let's just chill." I'm like, okay, okay. So she met this guy named Ziad on an international dating site or dating app and everything, and he's from Morocco. And they've been really hitting it off and everything. However, there's one thing that Zia doesn't know. Emma was involved with another Moroccan man named Mohammed, and Mohammed, just a year before, Emma flew over to Morocco to meet Mohammed, and they did get engaged. But then on the way back, she messaged. I guess she said she messaged every girl that he was following and everything, and they all said that they had something with them, and then Mohammed's just like, "Screw you, Emma, I'm done. We're breaking up." And so she was heartbroken and all that and everything. So then a year later, she starts talking to Zia, and well, before she officially was broken up with Muhammad, she did cross paths with Ziyad. She met Ziyad for while still dating Muhammad, but then she cut things off with Ziyad to still try to work it out with Muhammad. But then when it was officially done with Muhammad, her and Ziyad her and Ziyad rekindled everything. So, and Zia does not know about this. Oh my goodness. So we seen Emma on the beach. She's on video chat with Zia, and she's in her bikini and everything. Now we all know Morocco is like the most religious, religious, conservative countries ever, and they actually have laws in this particular country about PDA. Emma's on video chat with Zia, and she asked him like, are we gonna kiss when we get there? And he's like, yeah, we're gonna kiss, we're gonna hug, and she's like, are we gonna do everything? Like, I plan to do everything. And he's like, yeah, there's all your plans, baby. And so she was just like, I just hope that he's not small underneath and everything, just talking about his male areas and stuff. I'm like, let's just chill. But she did ask him, like, I heard Morocco is like really strict when it comes to stuff like that. So is it gonna be okay? He's like, oh yeah, I don't care, and they don't care. Lies. He's lying, but Emma should know. He's lying because she's been to Morocco before. So Emma packs up. So she goes back home and she packs up all of her things, and she has like 4 suitcases, and most of them are her makeup and stuff. Her sister and I think, and who was that? Her brother or whatever is with her, and they take her to the airport. While they're in the airport, the sister is driving. Emma takes the rearview mirror to do her put her lip gloss on and everything, her lipstick on and everything, and her and her sister are fighting. Like, quit touching the rearview mirror. I'm driving. This is not safe. And Emma was just like, oh, I just need it for a second. You can still drive. I'm like, oh, like, leave the rearview mirror alone. You got another mirror over there and everything. Stop. And I'm just like, and I agree with the sister. I'm like, this is like, what are you doing, girl? Like, this is dangerous and everything. So after they were arguing about that, Emma reveals something really shocking on her way to the airport. She tells us that she lost her job. The day before she leaves to get to Morocco, she lost her job. She got fired from her job. And at first I'm thinking, well, so she's going to be gone for a month to Morocco. They were probably like, well, we can't cover this. We may have to let you go. No, it wasn't that. Emma said that she got fired because there was an incident with these two girls, and she didn't want to be in the middle of it, but she saw what happened with the 2 girls. And when HR asked her about it, she denied it and said that she didn't see nothing, but HR caught her in a lie and fired her for withholding that information. Real smart, Emma, real smart. So she asked, like, what are you going to do about money? Because he's expecting you to pay for everything. And she's like, yeah. So Ziad actually has a job in Morocco. He's actually a nurse, but he don't make that much over there and everything. And this is really one of the rare guys that she stated that actually has a job and everything. And Emma said that she's going to be paying for wherever they're going to be staying up while she's there and everything and stuff. So they get to the airport and they go through the security line and they're talking to the guy at the front desk, and she has a voucher for her bags and stuff and everything. And she was telling this guy her story and everything. And she was just like, "Yeah, my sister's single. Like, do you want my sister's number and everything?" And he's like, I could give you, if you could give this to me for free or for this discount, I could give you my sister's number. We're just like, wow. So she gives the security guard or the clerk her sister's number, and she had a voucher, and she was able to get her bags and everything in for free, basically. So she says goodbye to her sister and the guy that was with them. I guess it's the brother, or I forget who he was. So she's off to Morocco, and she lays over in Paris for a couple of hours, and then she gets text from Ziad. we did meet Zia in this episode. We seen him in Morocco go get flowers for Emma, and then he meets her at the airport. He said this particular airport is actually pretty busy, so he wanted her to meet her in the parking lot. So she gets off the plane and struggles with all her bags and meets her at this spot in the parking lot, and they meet and everything. They meet and give each other a hug and everything. And then just literally a minute later, they're already fighting because Zia had sent Emma a message saying that we won't be kissing in public and everything, and she's pissed off of that because he lied and said that we will gonna be kissing and everything, and he was like, no, I'm a Muslim man, you know, I gotta respect my religion and my culture and everything. And she did say that, you know, both her ex Muhammad was a Muslim and he's Muslim, but but the ex was more conservative and he's just more open. But he did say that he would show PDA up there, but which is a lie. But Emma should not. Emma, here's my thing with that. Emma should have not gotten mad. Well, she should know that he was lying. She should have just called him out right then and there when she asked that and said that you're lying. We know in Morocco that y'all actually have laws of PDA if you're not married. You can go to jail in Morocco, basically. Remember what happened with Nicole and Azen years ago on 90 Day? They almost went to jail for showing PDA in Morocco. So PDA in Morocco is when you're not married is illegal. It's illegal. So I don't know why. So he told Emma that. So he told Emma that Emma's like flipping out and everything, and then out of anger, he was just like, "Well, I'm not gonna kiss you this whole time now," and everything. And she's like, "What the heck? Yeah, I just got here and you telling me all this and everything." And storms off. We have our first storm off of the season and everything. I already know this couple ain't gonna last because this Emma girl, she's just delusional. She's just, I don't know. She's gonna be the one I'll be watching out for because I just think that she's kind of selfish in my opinion. So, so yeah, but she should have known. She should know by she has history in Morocco that you know that PDA is not allowed there. So yes, he lied. He did lie, but you should have already known that. Yes, they're gonna say all that time and their little sexy time and all that and everything over the phone, but you got to do your research when you go somewhere. Research is very important. Just saying. So yeah, what an opening episode I made. I made like this is gonna be a fun. I can't wait. This is gonna be a fun season. You know, I do know at the middle part of the season it's gonna get a little cringy with some of these storylines and some of the couples. I'm keeping an eye on Emma and Zia. They're gonna be this is the couple that's gonna be and Laura and Bearcon. They're gonna be. But anyway, guys, that is the end for my review. Like I said, we met the first four couples. We still got four more couples to meet. So we'll meet them in the next couple of weeks before the 90 days. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I'll be back on tomorrow to recap 90 Day Fiancé the other way. So, yeah, we're off and rolling for B90. So, love you guys and have a good one. Bye, y'all.